Welcome in the first part of mobile application. Today lecture is very important lecture because we learn how to generate the code for insert, delete, update, view, and search operations. And because this is the last lecture in this semester, I prepare all the codes and I will not type only just necessary codes, and I will depend on copy and paste to benefit from the time of the lecture. Also, I make some modification in the design. If we run, you can see the new form from the application. This is our previous project. In last three lectures, in the first lecture we learned how to design the interfaces. In the second lecture we learned how to make coupling between these interfaces. In the third lecture we generate the codes for login and register. Today lecture we will complete inshallah by the basic operations of update and delete and insert, view and search, all the operations. I add the rights here. This is in previous design not found. Register by our previous username Abu Najim 1 Abu Najim 1 at gmail.com. Password from 1 to 6. Login. Also, in previous design, we have only 3 force buttons. We have insert, update, delete, and back. I add new buttons, view and search, because some students ask me to include these buttons. Today lecture, inshallah, we will generate the code for all these operations. Now, if I click on insert, not work, click on update, not work, click on delete, view, search, only back, because we made before, back, it is work. Just close and start by the first step is to create a class for the student information. Right click, new class, new Java class. Name this class database helper 2, database helper 2. And extends for SQLite Open Helper. Let us first increase the font size, increase font size, increase font size, font size, increase font size, increase font size, extends database helper SQLite, SQLite, open helper. And we said we must to implement the method here, implement methods, okay. And then generate constructor. Wait until this sign appear. Yes, create constructor. Okay. The first step I said that before we must delete this context, delete, and also Control N, delete. As I said in the beginning of this lecture, I must copy some codes to benefit from the time. Copy these codes, Control C, and reside here, Control V. Here is the database name and also table name. Here, database name, and factory null, and version 1. Also, we need to create a table, return to the codes. Here, create a table, Control C, and Control V. Here is the creation of the table. We name this table student information, which include ID, name, department, measure, and here we let ID as a primary key and name from type text and department text and year from type text. Also, we need to drop the table here, return to the codes, Control C, Control V. Now we are finished the first step in our today lecture. We said that the first step is to create a new class called database helper 2 as in the following. Now we are finished the creation of the database helper, and yes, we must define the fields also. Here, the fields, yes, the fields ID, name, department, measure here. Now we return to the student information to complete there. Here we have only the code for back. We need to declare or to define the remaining buttons. We have about 6 or 7 buttons. We start by insert, btn, insert, comma, insert, delete, btn, delete, comma, btn, update. The first button, btn view, btn view, and the last btn search. And we need to also to define edit uh, text for the edit text. We have student ID, student name, student name, student depth, student depth, and measure, student measure, and last student year, student year, according to our design. Also, we need to define a database, SQL database, SQLite database, and name this database DB. Also, we need to define database helper, SQLite open helper, SQLite, here, semicolon, sorry, SQLite open helper, name this variable open helper. You can name any variable, semicolon. Now, we must generate find view by ID for all the buttons and for all the text boxes and for the open helper. Here, in the protected method, we start by btn insert equal find view by ID, find view by ID, r dot ID dot insert and instead of repeat all the buttons, we can copy and paste for the remaining. We have insert, delete, update, view, search. Change this to delete, btn delete, and here delete. The third one, update, btn update, and here update, btn view, and here view, view. The last one, btn search, and here also search. Now we are finished the 5 buttons. The student information, also we have 5 student information, ID, name, depth, measure and year. Also by the same way, the first one, student ID equal find view by ID, r dot ID dot student ID, and make a copy for this, Control C, and paste for 5 times, 2, 3, 4, 5, instead of student ID, student name, student name, here name, student name. The third one, student depth, student depth. Here, depth for department, student depth, and measure, student measure, and here also measure, student measure, and student last year, and here. Now we are finished the 5 student year. We are finished the 5 bottoms and the 5 text boxes. The only one thing is the open helper database. Open helper, open helper equal open helper dp. I think that just to ensure. Copy and paste. Control C. Control V. Now we must start by generating the code for on create listener. We start by the first button, btn.insert, btn insert, dot set on click listener, new, v, set on click listener, and right here, insert operation, insert operation, operations, and the second button is delete, btn.delete, btn delete, dot set on click listener, new, v, set on click listener, here delete operations, delete operations, and the third button, update, btn update, dot set on click listener, new, v, set on click listener, update operations, update operations. The fourth button is view, btn view, dot set on click listener, new, v, set on click listener, view operations, view operations. Last button is search, btn search, dot set on click listener, new, v, set on click listener, here search operations, search operations. Now we are finished the generating the code. For the back already we have the code before here from last lecture. Now we define the 5 buttons and the 5 text boxes for the students. We define database DB, and we define find view by ID for the 5 buttons, find view by ID for the 5 student text boxes, and we generate on-click listener for the 5 buttons. Now we are copy. We start by insert and copy the code here because there is no time to type the code. In is here, copy the code, Control C, and return where is insert operations. Here in insert operations, Control V. Some information, it will not be copied as I said in Java, like toast. We must generate capital T, toast, Android toast. Or the insert data after we create a public void for insert data. Let us create public void for insert data here. Public void insert data, and we can now copy after generating the code. Where is public void insert data? Here, public void insert data of these parameters, name and department and measure, Control V, and here open parentheses and copy the code. Control C, and here Control V. Also, as I said, some values must be generated. Content values, the mistake has been hidden. Also here in insert data has been activated. The second button is copy the code for delete, btn delete. Here delete operations, Control C, and where is delete operations? Control V. Delete data must be after creating the void, public void for delete. Here, after insert public void delete, public void delete data, and open parentheses and copy the parameters. I think that we have only one parameter, ID, delete data. Here insert, and here public boolean instead of delete. Return copy, Control C, change to Boolean, public Boolean instead of, and we have only string ID, string ID, and resize the code here, Control V. The third button is update, return to the code, and copy. Where is update button? Search, here update, copy, Control C, and return to the update button, insert, delete. Where is update operations? Here update operations, and it will not be active after generate the code for public void, like the same public boolean, public boolean, public boolean, update data, update data. Also, we need the parameters here. The same parameters used in insert. Where is update data? Insert, public boolean, update data. First copy the code, Control C, and resize here, Control V, and from insert data, copy the parameters, Control C. You see this is became by red because the method without parameters. After we give the parameters now, no red color. Now we are finished 3 buttons. Update, insert first. This is insert button with the functions insert data, and delete button with the delete data method, and update button with update data method. The last 2 buttons are view and search. View and search. Here, the first one, view. Let us copy. Control C. View operations. Control V. As I said, some method must be generated, like charger. Charger must be generated. What else? Now all the reds has been disappeared. There is a mistake. Where is this mistake? in stored information. We will complete and see the code for search operation and return here. Control C, copy. Where is update? Search here, view, and here search operation. Control V. We have a mistake here. Context. Context. Control Z. Yes, context. Android context. What else? From the beginning, insert data, insert data, delete data, update data. Here we have set on click listener for back. Okay, okay. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Control Z. There is a mistake in the search. Make all these mistakes. Here, context, context, Android context. What else? Okay. Now there is no mistake, only the search operation. The search operation. Copy here the same code uh, for search for view, sorry, and we will make some changes. Where is search? Put here context surely. Okay. What else? I think that there is what else? Okay. Return. Control Z. Control Z. Search operation. First, copy part by part to explore where is the mistake. Control C. Some parentheses make mistakes. Okay. Now there is no mistake. Inshallah. The second part of the code from here, string, Control C, Control V. Now the mistake appears. Delete. Or there is another one. Okay, okay, okay. Control Z, 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 Control Z. What is happened? Retain. Okay. This is for the method. And this is for if. What else? Return to the code. While. Okay. Copy this part. String buffer. Here. While. Carrier. Okay. This is for, yes, buffer, Control C, Control V, yes. What else? Where is the mistake? بالله ده كله عشان القوس ده تعبنا كده يا ابوي. ها ده كله عشان القوس ده. طيب. Okay. Now we are finished all the operations. We can run and see first save all. I hope that there is no mistake and run properly. Run. Inshallah, after this lecture, I will upload for you this file which include all the codes. Okay. Register or login. Login Abu Najim 1. Abu Najim 1. But please send me new password username to also to implement on register. Write in chat some usernames, password. I will write here. Where is my pen? Username, password. By English, right? Username at Gmail. Password as you like. Better to be a number. Right. No one right? Write username, password, please. You hire me? Maram at Gmail. Maram at Gmail. Send password 1 to 6. Another 2. Another 2. Ahmed. Ahmed Sideri. Password 1122. Another 1. Another 1. Okay, we implement on this two username passwords, return to our emulator, maram at gmail.com, password from 1 to 6, register successfully. Ahmed Ahmed Al-Sideri at Gmail, username 1122 register successfully. Login with Ahmed Al-Sideri. ID, it is automatic. We will not insert ID. Student name Maram Al-Sinani. Get IT major SE Air Force. Insert successfully. Ahmed Al-Sideri IT. Okay. Insert successfully. Now we close and log in again. Try this back to the main. Login with Maram at gmail.com. Instead of 1 to 6, write 1 to 5. Login. Please check your username password. Put 6. Login. Okay. View. Maram Sinani. View again. This is our 2 records. To be clear, print screen, view, print screen, Skype, put here in instead of view for, where is view? Yes. Instead of view for using Visual Studio, view using mobile applications. View using mobile application. What else? Close. Do not close. To say save the data. To save here the developer explorer and data, stewed info. We have two databases, one for login, save as, music, my database. Okay. Second, stewed DP, save as, music, my database. Okay. And open DB browser. Open DB browser. Open database, music, my database, login, open, user, browse database. Here is Maram 126 Ahmed Al-Sidari at Gmail. Open the second table, which includes student information. Open here Maram Ahmed Al-Sidari. I think that all the codes search for one, search, not search, Maram at gmail.com 126 login, ID 1, search. Here is the result of search. Search Maram, enter 2, search Ahmed Sidari. And also when the delete, insert, view, search work, I think that update and delete will work. Delete, open again. Okay. Maybe there is a mistake in delete. Because the file will be big, we will stop recording and return back to you.